All right. So it's a good evening, a good morning, and a good afternoon based on where you are following this recording. Anyways, we shall not talk too much, but as you know, the Higher Education Students Financing Board, a board that was formulated by the Act of Parliament here in Uganda, supports needy but brilliant students to pursue their higher education dreams. And why are we here today? It's basically since the windows are always coming up, opening, application windows, I mean, we get to have inquiries on how to apply. And by the way, remember the application is purely online. So that's why we are endeavoring to just show you how you can be able to apply uh, for this loan scheme through the portal, the integrated loan management information system that has been provided. So that's why we are here today. This video is going to be part, as I think, because it's a bit long. So it would be nice for you to watch it in parts so that you can understand things easily. You know, when you watch shorter videos, you get to understand them very fast and you don't get tired. So that's why we have intended to see that this video comes in parts. You know, I don't know how many parts there are going to be. Probably they could be more than 7 parts, but be sure to watch them from the first part to the last part. So without further ado, let's get into what brought us here. So as a student who has just finished senior 6, you don't have finances, you can't sustain yourself at school, this is an opportunity for you. But how do you go about it? Here we are. So before you get to even get onto the portal to see how you can be able to apply, there are a number of things you're supposed to do, and these are very paramount because when you get on the portal, you'll be required of these things. So eventually you have a problem, you get stumbled along the way and probably even fall off. So that's why we are here to first go through them. Probably this first part would look at some of those things and maybe to look at also how you onboard on the system. So before you even think of applying for this loan, it is very good, important, paramount for you to first visit the website of the loan scheme, and that is www.hesfb.go.ug. So let's get to that website and look at a few things, how things are, what are some of the requirements, what are some of the courses, so that you know that, hey, this is what I am applying for. So let's get to the website. So you go onto Google. You can get on Google. You can start by typing google.com, those who are just getting onto the page. So when you're done, you type in here in the search. See, even me, I've been searching about it, so it's already there, but you just type in HESFB, and when you're done, you press enter. Once you press enter, this is what you get to see on your laptop. So what you do, you click on this first option that has Higher Education Student Financing Board. When you click on it, you bear me with my internet, but I guess to be loading very fast very soon. So when you click on that, sometimes this will happen because there is a lot of traffic. You know, when people have started applying, this website gets a lot of traffic, so you will have to be patient as you wait it to respond to your request. But you can also try to change the internet. You know, if you're on MTN, you can change to Airtel, or if you're on Laika, you can change to MTN, so that you get the fast experience. For example, I think that's what I should do right now. I'll be changing my internet in the meantime. Let's see if I can change it. So I'll change my internet from here, and okay, so I'll change to my MTN network. So that's what happens when you're changing the internet, so don't be scared about it. Once the internet gets to connect here, we shall be able to get back our page. You can reload it if you want. So if that's the longest route, you can also go and just type in www.hesfb.go.ug, and once you do that, you can press that and you'll be able to load the page. I changed my internet, but it's not. So these are some of the problems which I'll get to, because you get to a point whereby your network is very, very slow. So it's going to call for your patience, or you can stop here and get back to it again. So I'll pause my video and then we shall see the loading as it gets done. So finally our page has loaded. Like you see, this is the home page for the Higher Education Students Financing Board. This is the home page. This is their executive director. You can scroll around and check around a few things. Some parts are not loading, I think because of my internet, but the most important parts have loaded. So while on this page, there are a few things. Before actually you tap on anything, there are a number of things you're going to try out to check before you get to start applying. So some of them are about, like you see this button is saying eligibility criteria. So you can right click, that is clicking the right button of your mouse, yes, and then you open in a new tab. This helps you to keep the previous where we are still open and also open in a new tab. So it will be opening here. Sorry about my internet, but it will be opening here as we go on to check other things. You can also open the advert, assuming you're in a application window. Normally this will be there on their homepage. You can also open it. I hope this opens faster, and then we can check it. So this is the advert. They are advertising for call for students loan application for the academic year 2023. You can download this and have it on your device, but for us we are going to look at it from here. Actually, this would help us to see much of the information before we get into applying. I will minimize this side, then maybe I could make it fit like that. I think that's better. Yes, so this is the advert they have run. Of course, they give a brief background about the loan scheme, and also they talk about the deadline. For example, the deadline is 15th of March 2024, and we are recording today is 14th, so you still have 1 day. If you can try, you'll be able to apply for this. And of course, they talk about what the student's loan covers, and there are like 3 things. And number 1 is the student loan shall cover tuition fee and functional fees. The loan shall also cover aids and appliances for persons with disability. So if you do not have any disability, you not get this part of the coverage. But if you have disabilities, like you have hearing impairments, you're blind, you're lame, like physically lame, you have a lame limb, something like that, this will be covered. And also it will also cover research funds, may be covered as and when budget allows. That's what they added a line. So this might be covered or not. Student loans shall strictly be awarded to students joining higher education institutions in first year. Many have been asking, what about continuing student? Normally, if they are going to do that, they will add lines here. So always pay attention to these things. The loans will be awarded to applicants pursuing undergraduate diploma and undergraduate degrees. So that's what they support. They don't support certificates or masters or PhD at the moment. Those are the things they support. That's what the loan covers. So there's this part 4.0. It's very important. It's talking about how to apply. So the loan application process is solely online. That's what they have said, and is available through their website, like what we started with. So when you get to the website, you click apply now, and note that no hard copy. So some of us might want to submit in hard copies. They don't allow, and then you pay 53,000 as application fee. It is non-refundable, like they have indicated, to these bank accounts that they have shown. Applicants who may encounter challenges in the application process can also seek help through those numbers or their social media pages. So those are some of the things. So they have a list of requirements here, and this is where I wanted us to pay our attention before we can get to apply. So number one, you'll need a copy of the admission letter from the participating high education institution. So they have a list of them here. If you go up, you find them here. These are the public universities and the private chartered universities, and also they have other tertiary institutions that are being supported. So you read that list and you'll be able to align with the requirement number one. So you have to first acquire a letter, an admission letter from one of those ones in one of these disciplines. If you want much of this information, you just go to their website once again and click on FAQs. You'll be able to read more information. I hope that loads faster, but let's go back to our advert. So you read through that and align. So the requirement is number two, a copy of the applicant's national ID. We may be tempted to submit our father's ID or something like that, but they only require your national ID, you who is applying. That is requirement number two. Then number two, they also need a copy of your parents' national ID. They also need a copy of death certificate in case your parents are dead or deceased. That is the proof that they are dead. You also be required to have a copy of an applicant's academic certificates or result slips and transcripts. So this will be required. If you're doing diploma and you want to go to degree, you'll be required to have transcripts. If you're from A level and you're going for a bachelor's or a diploma, you'll be required to have result slip and some other certificates. So you also need a copy of your birth certificate, a copy of your recent passport photo, proof of payment of the non-refundable loan processing fee. That one will also be required. And then also you have to draw a sketch map of your current address or residence. So if you're staying here in Kampala, draw from the main trading center where you know very well that this one is the main trading center, or look for a landmark and start drawing your map from there. If you're in the village, still do that. Look for a landmark, maybe a junction on the main road, and start drawing the map from it. But mainly you could look for a prominent trading center, because normally trading centers are renowned. They will stay, they will not go away. So you look for that trading center and start drawing a map from that particular area to your home where you stay. Then you also need a sketch map of the applicant's home of origin. So those are two different ones. So where you're staying, for example, if I'm staying here in Kampala, let's say I'm staying in Bweyogerere, that is where I stay. So I will start drawing my map probably from Bweyogerere, that is around Bweyogerere town. Then I will draw towards where I stay. That is what they require in number 9. And also what they require in number 10 is, for example, if I come from let's take an example from some village in Katakwi. Let me use that. If I'm from some village in Katakwi, so I'll look for the trading center in my village. Let's say if I'm from Katakwi, I'll look maybe for the local district headquarters, and I start drawing from that particular point to my home where I stay. If there's a prominent trading center there, start drawing from that trading center to your village home. So those are the 2 requirements. So there are more requirements on their website. So you go back and read through them. These are the FAQs. You might need to want to ask some things. I was telling you that when you go on their website, you see a list of the programs that are offered so that you can align with all the rest. So those are the requirements. Mainly here in the advert, they have shown 10, and then this 11th is just an addition. So you can visit this link and be able to read more. And of course, I told you these are some of the approved programs and the list of the institutions. So you can read that and align. My major emphasis was here. And point number 5 and probably number 4 and number 3. They are very important. So you read them. After reading them and you know that yes, I have all these requirements. For example, I'm going to just go through my laptop and collect some of these things and have them in one folder. Collect all of them and have them in one folder. When you're done collecting them, then that's when you head on to the portal. That's when actually you go to this how to apply point number 1 under 4.0 and you click on apply. When you click on apply, we are going to see where you head to. But I would call for your attention to these sections. Once this is advertised, there is always this section. Read it carefully. But also you can still read this section on their website, more so this number 5, even before the advert comes out. Like I was telling you, if you go to, I think it's on eligibility, yes. If you go onto their website, do you see? They have this information there. So you can be reading all this prior to the application, and you'll be able to prepare before even the advert comes out, so that when the advert comes out, you're ready. You're just ready to start applying. You can just revisit the advert to see some of the new things they have introduced, but you'll be ready sure. There are things here that do not need you to prepare them at the point of application. You can prepare them before so that you do not find any hindrances. So when you get all that information, for example, for me, I'm going to start collecting some of them in this folder on my desktop. I guess you can see it. I'm going to collect all of them in this folder. When I'm done, let me get it here. When I'm done collecting some of them, I will reuse some of them because we are trying out to apply. But for you, follow step by step and collect all of those documents and have them in here. So I'm going to use probably these 2 items for my application. I might reuse them to just show you how you go through all those steps, and then we shall get to see how it goes out. I just put 2 of them here, then we shall see how things go out. So now that we have the documents stored in this folder, store the documents where you'll be able to access them easily. For example, for me, I've stored mine on the desktop. You can store yours on an external flash drive and you'll be able to use them. So we go back onto the website. That's HSFEB website. Now, of course, there are a number of apply now buttons. There's this one, there's also this one. You can choose which one you want to click on. I will choose this one. I will just click apply now. Then it will take me direct to the integrated loan management information system. Best practice, what I normally do is I right click and then I open in a new tab, so that I stay with my previous tab open and it will keep loading and other things will load, those that had not loaded before, because I might need to drop back and read something that I had not picked out. So I'll open in a new tab, for example this one, so that I work in this new tab until I get done. So when you open, this is my first time to get to this system. Even you, probably it's your first time. You have collected your documents. Now you head onto the system. So for first time, for example, they are telling you If you look at the system very well, in the nav bar we have the home guidelines. There are guidelines here. Let me open them and we see how it works. Then there's contact us. You can also open those things before you even start applying. Check out those things and see what is there that might be of help. So they are telling you guideline, all online applicants access the internet. To the internet, you must have stable internet connection. You saw how when we were starting, how my internet was not working well. I had to change from the local area network that I was using to my MTN on my mobile device. So it's what I'm using. And of course, open the website by accessing the URL. We did that. Then you click on apply now link. These were interchanged, but when you click on apply now, you'll be able to go to this page. And then if the applicant is a new user, the applicant will have to register or create an account in the system. With those information, we shall see them. On successful register, an acknowledgement email will be sent to the applicant, I guess, in the email that he used. Now the applicant can log into the system by using their registered credentials. But if the applicant is registered user, he or she will log in his or her account and access the online application form. Then he or she will start filling the application form. The applicant will fill the information in the following sections. So there are these sections when you get into the portal. There is personal details, parents details, admission and loan details, recommendations and payments, applicants checklist, and declaration. Once you get to this declaration, you'll be done. So the applicant can always save. So that's what probably we shall be doing in the segments to come. You can save after filling the information, and then you can go back. Probably you reached a point and you don't have that particular document, so you can save it and then go back and pick that document and come back the next time and log in, and then upload that document and be able to continue. So when finished filling in, you click submit. That's obvious. When you're done declaring, you do what? You click submit. So from there, on clicking submitting, you get a report will be generated containing the information that has been filled in by the applicant. This is the partial submission in the system, i.e. applicants has not yet made the bank payment, for example. So report will be taken by the applicant, will be considered the following. So you take this, and then the applicants takes this report as printout to these personnel. So local council, head teacher of previous blah 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 blah, all those things. And once he or she finishes the filling of the report, the applicant has to go to the bank and then pay all those fees. So the applicant will then scan and upload both the recommendations form and payment slips and submit it in the system. This then is the final submission. Then the applicant will be availed to SFEB. So these are the guidelines. You can go and read them. So when you're done reading them, you can be able to continue and apply. There are also other things. Okay, these are the official addresses. You can connect to the board using those addresses. Let's go back to our portal. So if you already have an account, you use the left and sign in. If you don't have, you use the right and create. So I'm going to assume that we are new here. We don't have the account. So we are going to click on create. So once you click create, this is what you are. This is what you're interfaced with. Of course, this is what I said earlier on when I was starting. This is onboarding. So you're getting on board. So we are going to start by putting our surname. For example, I will say I'm called Mukasa. Then first name maybe Fred. Then I will put my email. I will use the email here. I will use but of course you put the email that is valid. For example, I will use this one. I'll use that one. If it's valid, yes, it will connect. Then I'll generate my password. So this, you generate a password. You can read here the note that password. Let me just make it bigger. So passwords should have minimum 8 characters, combination of lower case, uppercase, character, special character, and numeric values. So note that you will need your password to have those things. I will maybe make my things a bit bigger for us to be able to see. So for example, I'm going to start typing my password. I guess you'll not be able to see this. So my password is strong. You also have to make sure that your password is strong. And then I'll put my mobile here. Let me try this and I see. Then try this. Then I'll select I'm applying for a degree. I'll say I'm applying for a degree. Then the registration type, first year. Usually if they are calling out for first years, it will pick here first year. Then have you applied for the student loans before? I'll say no because this is my first time. And once that is done, I click register. You may click register and you get some interference, but if it works, probably sometimes normally I save my passwords here, so I'll say save. Once I save them, it's not a good practice, but for this I'll save it. So I will save my passwords. Now I have registered. I have on board to the system. So now when I come back tomorrow and I click on apply now, for example, if I go back to that route and it loads for me the system like this, let me close these ones just, and it gives me this, I will come now here, and then since I saved, by the way, my passwords, it auto-fills for me. My laptop, I have to put in a fingerprint for it to accept what I'm saying, auto-filling. So once I auto-fill, I will log in. Just give it an yes. Now that is it. You're now inside the system. So once you're in the system, you can read. Never just continue without reading instructions. So this is it. I'm going to read some of these instructions, and I see your 5 most recent notifications are listed below. Click the subject to respond. Choose the full list button to see. So if you have any notifications, they will always come here. Your current application is shown below. Click the application reference number to respond. So I will click here. I'll click here and then I can start filling in my form, or I'll click here where it's saying view or edit application. This, I think you can see it, view or edit application. So there are 2 choices. You can click what you want to click, but those are the 2 options. So like I said, this video is going to be in parts. So far now we have finished onboarding. Actually, you see they are telling me welcome Fred. So what happens is, if you reach here and maybe power goes off, maybe you're done, you feel like, oh, I'm done, I need to first do other things, you can pause here and then you go rest off or do something else, and then you get back. So for example, we're just going to check in and see, but we shall come back in part 2 and see how we start to fill in this online application form. So let's just check in. Like I said, you can click that button or click the other one that was talking about, clicking the number, the application reference number, till you get to the same page. So please follow this page, like, subscribe, and then we shall get on to other parts. You see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we have underneath those 6, we have pages. So we are going to go through all this until we get done. If you've not liked the page, please like this video, and also subscribe to this page so that you can be able to receive more of such videos. They are helpful for us to get to know how to go about the things. Without further ado, I'm going to pause from here, and then we shall get it again from here. I can log out in my out of my system, then I'll log back in when we come back. Thank you very much for following. Please leave us a subscribe, leave us a like, and then we shall see that more content like this will be developed. Thank you very much for following.